Okay, well, this came in the mail. Really beautiful razor. Too bad the scales are broken. It's nice and tight though, right there. So what I'm going to try and do is salvage the scales and re-glue that piece in. But first I got to try and remove this without damaging these. So let's see what I can do here. Get this guy right here. Oops. Come on. You can do it. Trick is not to force these things. Just kind of slowly take your time. Okay. There's the blade. There's the scales and a washer that's rusted out. So now I've got that separate. Let's see if I can salvage this piece here. This is so brittle. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. See, I knew that was going to happen. It was already cracked right there. So what I'm going to have to do is go through and remove these metal pieces. And then I can put them on another scale that's about the same size. So, this turned into a removal video. And what I'll try and do is save the other side of the scale that's the same size, so that I can either cut a scale out, have somebody cut one out, or match it up with something. So let's see if I can get this to come off. Without damaging it. Okay, there's that. I'll just dump that out. Use the baggie that the pieces came in. Nice blade. FW Engels. It's in pretty good shape. It's like it probably broke early on in its life. Oh, good. Okay. side too. Old vintage razor. Okay, well, I'll do myself a favor here. I'm gonna get a tool real quick. Okay. Recognize this? N-Strop and shave, I believe. Recommended these. Ouch. That's very sharp. That point right there. Okay. Let me try. There we go. Alright, so I saved the scales. Hopefully I can get this off without damaging the scales too. No, that one's not going to come off like that. Well, let's try. Where's my punch? Okay, save that. This wants to continue to be a pain in the butt. Alrighty. Let's see if I can get this off without damaging it. Careful there, John. Now I'm going to have to use some heat to get that glue heated up. To get those off the ends. That's okay though. I've got mainly everything that I wanted to get off of this. And I'll either do that off camera or I'll try and show you guys how to do that. Okay, what do we got here, huh? So this is one way. It's hot water. I've been soaking it for a while and boiling more water, as you can hear. You gotta be very careful. See right in there, that's really glued in hardcore, so I have to make sure it all comes off without breaking. So, instead of forcing the glue, I'm gonna dump this. Then we'll do a fresh batch of boiling water here. Let's see what happens. Ta-da! I didn't get these guys, which I believe are just painted on in there. If not, I can always, yeah, it's just paint. I can always fill in the paint for that one. I still have to remove out of that. So I've got this one. And you can carefully put them back in place. So, broken scales. I got a replacement scale for now until one actually comes along. It's not perfect. It's got that, and then there's a little scratch right there that I'll try and fix, but the blade fits just fine in here, so it'll do until I find something else. The original blade that was in this thing was broken, so I got it for cheap. Let's see here. I'll just soak that for a minute. here's my next project. Broken right there. So it's okay up front here. I'm gonna try and remove this logo. And then I'll get new scales that are flat, but you know, kind of looks like these. And keep all the little pins for the spacer and everything else. I think first though, I'm just going to try and re-glue this together. But I don't think it's going to work out very well, because once they start breaking like that, that means something happened. Either this got hot, or over time it just, the Bakelite or plastic or whatever it is got weak. So, but a really nice Dorco for cheap. I didn't notice this when I ordered it. I thought it was in better condition than it was, so I ended up paying a little bit more for it, but it's okay. I'll get this off, and if I don't, it'll be fine anyways, because that's what's really important, is the blade, and it's in amazing condition. So, all right, enough blabbering. Try not to use my fingers here, because that's super hot water. Let's see if I can just remove it with my hand, like I did the other one. Get some more hot water going here. Trick with these guys is you just got to take your time. Sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. So it's kind of like a 50-50 type deal. But I try to salvage these. There we go. Didn't need that water after all. That one's a little damaged right there, but once we glue it back and put it together, it'll be okay. It'll be barely noticeable. So I'll clean these up really good. And then when I find some more scales that are similar to these, or make some, I can use these. And I have the wedge in there too for the blade. So, what I do in that case, is everything I keep. These are, and it's pretty much dry now. So I'll dump everything in there. And then either I'll come across scales that already have these on them that say Dictator, like this one says. Dictator. I don't know why they made a razor that said Dictator on it, but even on the blade on the side it says Dictator. F.W. Engels was really into naming their razors for some reason. I guess the Dictator's hardcore back in the day. Watch out for the Dictator razor. I'm gonna keep this because it has perfect red and black, so I know what to do for coloring for that. What I'll do is I'll lay down some white on the other one all through here. So I'll paint the whole thing white with like the Tester's model paint, and then I'll do red and black after it's been laid down. And so everything else that isn't of that color it'll be white around it. And I'll add a little bit more depth for it. Kind of like a primer, but not. Thanks for watching.